Well, congratulations on winning the Marketing and Communications for Impact Award.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Would you like to tell us a little bit about what this award means to you?
Well, it's after 4 years of hard work, and one of the things that we often used to say to all of our members that were involved in this project, there's over 150 of them, and along the way we would describe this whole process as a bit of a roller coaster, because we went through the COVID pandemic. There was 2 energy crises that was, sending us like for a loop throughout it. But one of the things that actually the host of this award said in kind of presenting this award was that part of a good communications process is being transparent and honest with the audience you're trying to communicate to. And I think that's one thing that really helped our project, was saying, there's this hiccup that we've got, we don't really know where to go next. We've got these 2 options, and we would present it to our members, and they would help us decide which way to go. And so that really kind of buoyed our spirits, but also helped the project be better.
Yeah, fantastic. And can you share just even an example of what one of those challenges in what you were trying to achieve or how to implement your goals?
Well, during the first year, during the energy crisis that resulted from the pandemic, we had to actually reinvent our business model. So what we originally went to our members with was now no longer viable under the new market. And so it was a pretty confronting time to be able to front up and, lay the cards out to your members and say, do you want to proceed? Here's some options. What looks good to you? And have a unanimous and resounding feedback from our members saying, keep going, we trust you, keep us informed, but we're with you, keep going. So that was a really defining moment for both Christy and I in the project.
Yeah, how fantastic. And can you tell us a little bit about the impacts that you've had, and whether you had any unexpected positive impacts, or, how you measured and monitored and held yourself accountable to the impacts that you were aiming for and then achieved?
Well, I mean, one of the things that we were aiming to achieve with this project is enabling people that, for whatever reason, can't put solar on their own rooftop to still be able to access the benefits of solar onto their electricity bill. And one thing that we didn't really anticipate, we thought it would mostly be renters or apartment dwellers, but we had a number of people that would call us up in the sort of campaign we were explaining the project, saying, this is the best project. I planted some rainforest trees out the front of my house 20 years ago, and now they're tall and they're shading my roof. And so I don't want to chop them down to put solar on, but this is the solution for me. So those stories are, what kind of really helps us measure the impact, I guess.
One of the other flow-on impacts that happened was that beyond people trying to access solar for their own homes, we found that our project actually became a really amazing way to share solar. So we had parents buying solar garden plots for their adult children to lower their energy bills. We had one very generous lady who purchased 3 plots to be able to gift them to people in her community that were recovering from a natural disaster. So we had this amazing show of support for a new way of doing a socially just version of solar for Australia.
Yeah, wow, that's fantastic. And I have 2 questions last for you. One is about what advice you would give others, and then the last question is where to next for you. So maybe we start with the advice, and you spoke a little bit about that in the room, but you had some great advice. So it'd be great to hear you share that.
Yes, I think one of the most useful things you can have in a project that's trying to innovate in a new, like a really complex space the energy market is in Australia, is to have people around you that are optimists, that can problem solve and aren't just going to go, this is too hard, and, throw their hands up and kind of pack it in. There was, lots of moments where, luckily it seemed to be, when I was having a raving moment, Kim was like, no, we can make this work, and vice versa. So I think having a number of different people that have different perspectives, but also have, time to dedicate to the project is really, really handy, got us through.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And also I would say that when you're trying to do something that is very complex and the challenges might seem really overwhelming, take that very large problem and try and break it into smaller parts. It's okay not to have all of the answers at the beginning. You just need to work on the very next step. And then once you're there, you can face the very next step until you get to the end.
Yeah, fantastic. And so what's the next step for you both?
Well, at Community Power Agency, we're really excited to be able to advocate for more solar gardens throughout Australia. We've packaged up all of our learnings in a really accessible report, our knowledge sharing report for Haystacks. So any communities that like to pursue this have like a manual of what we did and also where we see it going to like stand on improvements from. And so we are really excited that the Australian government has supported solar gardens through the release of Solar Banks funding. And we look forward to the state governments rolling out programs that will enable solar gardens.
Oh, that's fantastic. And well, congratulations again. Hope you have a wonderful evening celebrating and all the very best with future successes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.